Hello, welcome back to Learning with Lynchy. Today we're going to take a look at my aquarium to help us hopefully talk about the different life cycles of various types of animals. In my 7th grade class we had a discussion about this, and they had a good idea that we were sharing our different pets and what their life cycles are. So I figured I would create a video for them and for anyone else to talk about a few of the life cycles that I have in my life. So first off, all of my animals are actually adults at this moment. So we won't see any different stages, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about the different stages. So to start things off, we have various animals in my aquarium. First off, this is a freshwater aquarium made by me. We're not going to talk about the plants because that's a whole different type of life cycles and lessons. But we are going to talk about the animals in here. And the 3 groups of animals are snails of various types. We have fish, which are vertebrates, and also shrimp, which are arthropods. They are very much related to crabs, lobsters, and the bugs and insects we find in our yard. So, taking a look, I saw the shrimp just a moment ago. Of course, he is now gone. That is a shame. We have 2 shrimps in here. I can kind of see one through the foliage over there, but I have a ghost shrimp and then we have a cleaner shrimp. Both of them go through similar life cycles. Shrimp and arthropods in general tend to be very unique. So their life cycle started out as an egg attached to most likely a rock or vegetation, and then from that point, once the egg hatches, they turn into a kind of proto shrimp. It's almost it's a larvae, and it actually floats around in the water column. And so these larvae swim around just like fish to a certain degree and gather up food and bits from other animals or scavenge bits. As they get older, they turn into shrimplets or protozoa, which then are more of the ground or bottom of the ocean based, and then they start shedding their exoskeleton and growing until they're an adult shrimp. And when they're an adult shrimp, that's when they are able to begin mating, and they mate in the form of spawning, as in they produce a bunch of eggs and they send out the male semen to fertilize them, and they're still attached. Some shrimp are very kind and nice parents. Other shrimp just kind of let it go and that's it. I don't know the situation for my shrimp that I have, but I know that is the whole cycle that they go through. So then moving along to our snails. So here we have a snail right here, right on the glass. There's a bunch you could see all around the tank. Here's one on the leaves over here. Pretty nice one. Snails do the same thing. They're laying eggs on leaves, rocks, under foliage. They look like a little jelly, like egg sacs, like as you would imagine. They hatch into the tiniest, most adorable snails ever. They're usually tinier than, gosh, like push pins, tops of needles, things like that. And they're called hatchlings. And then as they grow up and progress, their shells start to develop and they get harder and bigger, and they start to coil more until they reach maturity. And again, that is an adult snail, which then they can actually breed with other snails. And in some situations, some snails are hermaphrodites and they can actually breed with themselves or with another of the same species, because they have both genders on a moment's notice. Very cool, very interesting, and it explains why snails are so quick to adapt and to be able to basically populate any environment in this planet. Well, I don't know of any Arctic ice snails. I'm sure there are down at the bottom of the ocean. Someone could find that and send me a link and prove me wrong or something. Leading to the last creature in the tank, we have fish. Fish were the first and most dominant vertebrate animal found on this planet, and so they've been here a long time, and their cycle includes the major steps as well. They lay eggs, again in similar situations: leaves, groves, reeds, little pockets in rocks and things like that. Some fish are really protective and they're good parents. Others just kind of do a mass spawning, and all the females drop their eggs and all the males let loose, and thus fish are fertilized. After the fish egg develops, they'll become basically an embryo, and the embryo grows to the point where it breaks its outer layer membrane, and it swims around with a kind of a yolk attached to it for a while, depending on the fish. Some fish are live birth. Some sharks even are live birth, as in similar to us mammals. These fish definitely lay by egg, and then they grow up, and then they become mature, and they start developing the full patterns that you see on them today, and they get brighter, and at a certain age they become adult fish, and they can breed and carry on their genetics. So, just a little glimpse into the tiny freshwater world that I have, and I would like to think that it kind of simulates and provides a nice model for the real world. Oh, and there's the shrimp. See if we can get him back there on the rock. Excellent. Alright, thank you folks for watching. Hope you learned a little bit. And that's it. Bye-bye.